Hi everyone, I'm Joaquin, and this is the Anthropocene Reviewed Rhetorical Analysis. The chapter we'll be looking at is Chapter 38, The Hot Dogs of Baejarins Beztu Pylsur. I'm going to pronounce it so you don't have to. You're welcome. So, this is a review, but it's also an argument, because reviews are an argument in a way. All arguments are built similarly. They identify the topic of discussion, they define the issue, they provide examples, in this case, he uses anecdotes. They address the opposition. The only difference is that instead of a conclusion, it ends with a 5-star scale review of the topic at hand. The main argument of Green's chapter is that the hot dogs at Baejarins Beztu Pylsur are life-changing. He describes them as worthy of the hype and underappreciated. He tells us that he doesn't even like hot dogs, but it was one of the most joyous culinary experiences of his life. So we're going to look at the past analysis of this chapter. So Green's purpose is to tell the story of a once-in-a-lifetime hot dog experience. His chapter is written for tourists who might be visiting Reykjavik and are interested in the hot dog stand, anthropologists, because his entire book is a review of the Anthropocene. So if someone wants to, say, study humanity, they might want to look at his reviews. Or if you're like me, you're a student who had to read it over the summer. In this chapter, Green himself is the speaker because he reflects on his own adventure attending the hot dog stand. Now, there's a special situation here because he writes the book during the COVID-19 pandemic, so there's sort of an underlying melancholy tone as he looks back on certain events that he can no longer do because of the lockdown. The text is divided into 2 parts. The first half is an extended anecdote of his journey to Iceland, and the second half is a description of his experience at Baejarins Beztu Pylsur. Overall, it's an emotional take on the idea of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So let's jump right into it. The first page is just a contextualization of his trip to Iceland. It's good for his audience to know why he got there in the first place. And he does this through a combination of metaphors and anaphora of the word and. That way the audience understands the reason he was there and the process involved in getting there. The second page is an extension of his anecdote, but there's a shift in the third page. Here he introduces the Uncanny event that he encountered while in Iceland, and here he's able to introduce the idea of a once-in-a-lifetime experience, which he explores later on in the chapter. And he does this through imagery of describing the town and a simile comparing himself to Simba and the Lion King. On the 5th page is where he starts to mention the hot dog stand. You'd think he'd mention it earlier because it's the name of the chapter, but here we are. Here he lists the reasons he chose to visit Baejarins Beztu Pylsur, and he shows the audience why the hot dog stand is an appealing place to eat. He does this through the same metaphor that he listed earlier in the chapter, and he also brings in some logos here. So he mentions that the hot dogs are famous, that they're rated 5 stars by many customers, and that most people enjoy it. And on the final page is where he ties everything together. Here he connects his experience in Iceland to his opinion of the hot dog stand. And by doing this, the audience is able to understand the true meaning of what a once-in-a-lifetime experience really is. And here he brings a lot of pathos in. I've never seen a more emotional review of a hot dog. He says, I ate a hot dog while huddled with my friends. It was the best hot dog I've ever eaten. And that he felt the kind of close-to-chest joy that you don't want to let go of. And that's it. Thank you for watching.